Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Well, the Oscars really made the news this year. Now, there's always some coverage the next day about who won and who lost, and if someone says something controversial. But this time it was because someone made a mistake. It just happened to be on the last and most important award of the night, the Oscar for Best Picture. First, it was announced as La La Land, which would have been historical because a musical hasn't won an Oscar for Best Picture in a long time. And then it was Moonlight. Now, some people have poked fun at Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, but they weren't the ones who made the mistake. It was one of the people who were holding briefcases with the envelopes in them, a fellow by the name of Brian Cullinan, who was an accountant. He was not a celebrity. He didn't want to be famous, and especially not for this. But is it really news when a flawed, imperfect human being makes a mistake? We do it all the time. Just most of us are lucky enough not to make big mistakes in front of a camera. We all make mistakes all the time. But the really big story, the most important story, was kind of glossed over by the news media, even though it happened right under their noses. And that news was that the producer of La La Land, Jason Horowitz, when he found out a mistake had been made, he stepped forward and announced that Moonlight was the real winner of the Best Picture award. And he made it clear this was not a joke, and he offered the Oscar that he had been handed to the producer of Moonlight. Now, this was a guy he was just up on stage celebrating his big moment of triumph, only to have it turn to ashes in a second. But he handled himself with class and grace and dignity and stepped forward and corrected the record. And that, to me, is the real story of Oscar night. Thanks for listening.